Two comedians, one legendary sports town. This is Boston Centric.
Yeah, you did just wake up. Look at that. Look at that hair.
Oh,
that was a good night's sleep.
This podcast is the only time of the week I even look into my hair. Vampires check their hair more than me.
Hey, so did anything happen last night?
I was just saying to Paul, there's part of me is going to be very relieved no matter what when this is over.
Yeah.
This has been, when does the NBA playoffs start?
It feels like a year ago.
It feels like they were playing the Nets 7 years ago.
Yeah. It feels impossible. It feels like, like McHale was on the team when they started playing the Nets.
Yeah. Well, because we've had 7-game series.
Well, the first series was 4 games. We swept them. Yeah,
imagine if that went, because the 08 team, I think the shortest
they
series
went 7.
Was 6?
Yeah. Yep, they went 7 against Atlanta, I think, in the first round, right?
7 against Atlanta. They went 7 against Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think they went 6 against Detroit. They might have only they killed Detroit.
Yeah, it was 6 and it wasn't that close.
Yeah,
they matched up badly against Atlanta. That was the scary series where you're going, what the hell is happening here?
Yeah, that was weird. Rookie Horford. Rookie Josh Smith.
Yep. Yeah, some good young talent, but I mean, that was a team that was supposed to win a championship, win a championship.
Who was the small forward?
On that Atlanta team in 2008? I mean, I've got decent recall, but I can't pretend to have that.
Well, then it's easy. Then it was Joe Johnson, and I believe Bibby was their starting point guard.
Yeah.
Or they had really old.
I know it was Joe Johnson. I don't know who their starting 3 was. I can't swear to Bibby.
I want to say Tago Cephalosha.
If you want to, I won't stop you.
Oh, it was Teague. It was Jeff Teague.
Their starting point guard?
Yeah. So then, I don't know who the 3 was.
Yeah.
And I also don't know any pitchers for the Boston Red Sox.
Man, this year, I know a few, but I still get surprised every day. Someone comes out of that bullpen and I go, all right, I guess they're on the team.
Are we one of those teams that's going like every 3 innings? I'm going to start paying attention because I'm going to miss sports.
The Red Sox have actually had a shockingly high number of starters that go deep into games. Like they've had multiple complete games already. It's been very strange because every team has been a 5-6 inning starter guy.
Yeah. Well, it's going to revert back to teams not overthinking it.
You would hope.
And the pitchers will revolt at some point, I would think.
Not if they keep getting paid.
Yeah, but if you only pitch 3 innings, you're not going to get paid as much.
There's going to be some that revolt, but there's not going to be that many that actually have the power to do that because relievers are getting paid so much more than they ever used to.
Oh, so it's been like a great leveling.
Somewhat. Not a great leveling. I mean, a great starting pitcher, Max Scherzer, still gets $40 million, which is great.
Yeah.
But it used to be that, whoever was in your bullpen, they were clearly just hanging on because anyone good was a starter. There are a few closers like Goose Gossage and Raleigh Fingers and those guys. But for the most part, if you were in the bullpen, you made some money, but not a lot. Now, if you're a great 7th inning guy, you're making good money.
Yeah. All right. Until I learn what the names of more baseball players, I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Well, we still have basketball to talk about.
Yeah. Although I just learned Raleigh Fingers was a closer. I didn't know that.
There you go. Famous closer. Could be the first famous closer.
I thought he was a sexual predator.
No.
Raleigh Fingers.
No, you're thinking of a comedian Raleigh Fingers who played the Upper Midwest for a long time. And somehow everyone thought they were just jokes.
What do you think's going to happen next game? I don't know. I don't think Draymond will be that bad again.
I don't know. Draymond probably won't be that bad, but he's never that good.
He has games. For this game, he was impossibly bad.
Yeah, he ranges from impossibly bad to decent and overinflated value. Because everyone starts talking, oh, he gets in their heads and he's so active and he, draws fouls. And the most he ever does is that. He doesn't ever score double digits. He gets some assists. He does some things, but you have to cover for him a lot.
Yeah. He's like old Ric Flair.
Old Ric Flair could still bring it.
He had some man boobs, though.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I'm not going to say he didn't have some hang.
The years were hard on Rick.
Rick was hard on Rick. They're doing another documentary about him.
Really? I mean, I could watch that other one forever.
The other one was great. He was pissed about it, so now WWE is doing one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like he was so pissed about that documentary, and you're like, half of it was just you fucking talking. How mad can you be about it? It was just 2 interviews with you.
Yeah, well, you can change anything in editing, but the only blurb that should ever be on a biography is a negative review from the subject. That's all you want to hear.
Especially in wrestling. If somebody's happy with the product, it's a terrible product.
Yeah. Like that Phil Mickelson book. It's weird because he's doing an interview with him and he's like, I don't know why I'm talking to you all the time. I don't want you to write this book.
Because deep down, people cannot stop talking about themselves. Like if you're there, people want to talk about themselves and you can get them to talk.
It appears that Saudi league has won or is winning.
They don't have the best players. I mean, they've got some names.
They got some big names now. Dustin Johnson's a big name.
He is a name. But it's really, I heard it was just...
They got DeChambeau, who's a huge name.
Okay.
That's 2 of the top 10. And then Mickelson's one of the most recognizable.
They might. I hope they all...
Yeah.
I hope every one of these golfers gets trapped in Saudi Arabia and they need to negotiate their release. I hope that happens. I want it so fucking much, I can't even tell you.
It's pretty amazing, though. But with hoop, could you ever imagine some kind of eccentric billionaire, oil money kind of Enter the Dragon style tournament?
Maybe.
Like that's what the 3-on-3 needs is some Saudi billionaire to be like, all right, Durant, Curry, LeBron against.
There could be a billionaire. It won't be a Saudi billionaire because they don't care enough about the sport. This would happen in China. This would be like somewhere in China or Russia. There'd be some oligarch who would just decide, like, I'm putting $1 billion up, and there's no officials. And I just want to see this go. Yeah,
$1 billion game. You got to call your own fouls.
Yep. That might be the one game Draymond has positive value in these days.
And I don't even think Draymond's that good on TV.
I enjoy him on TV. When he's getting interviewed, I enjoy him. Not as much as people think they do. Like everyone who compares him to Barkley is fucking insane and desperate for someone to replace Barkley.
Barkley's genuinely funny.
Yes. Draymond is interesting.
Does not make you funny.
No, I agree completely.
You know, and it's almost like he's not as bad as like your Skip Baylesses and stuff who think angry equals funny or sarcasm equals funny. But like just to be opinionated and say we want to play Boston, it makes you an interesting interview, but it doesn't make you funny.
Yeah. But at a time when everyone's so careful, just a guy who will say things that make you go, oh shit, I can't believe he said that is interesting enough. He's interesting, but not humorous.
Okay. Yeah. And he might age into that job. Okay.
He might. I mean, at the very least, you just want to hear people say things that are going to be not safe.
Yeah. Yeah. Clay was a little salty in the post-game press conference.
He was.
Yeah.
Just shocked and chagrined and grabbing his pearls that someone used the F word, which happened right after Draymond kept like swearing in front of his, 4-year-old kid?
Yeah. No. People used to be worse in the day even. People smeared shit in Bill Russell's house.
I've heard that.
He played for us.
Maybe once or twice or 800 times. I might have heard that story. Yeah.
What did they write? Get a rebound?
I don't think they wrote anything with the feces.
Oh.
I don't believe it was used as a writing implement.
I'm thinking of Bobby Sands.
You're thinking of Amber Heard.
Did she write something with her shit?
The
script to the third Pirates of the Caribbean?
It would have been better.
Probably would have been better.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's how that script was written.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge drop off from the first one.
Is Johnny Depp going to get to have a career again?
Probably. I've been surprised how many people have been pro Depp in all of this.
He might end up getting some kind of Nick Cage thing going.
Yeah, I mean, he's always going to have a career. Like somebody who was as famous as he is can always do the Nick Cage, Bruce Willis 4 movies to like video on demand every year.
Yeah.
And he shows up for 2 days, has an earpiece, and makes $2 million. He'll always be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I think Nick Cage is probably a better actor, though. I know very little about what makes somebody a good actor.
Than Johnny Depp? No, Johnny Depp at his best was a great actor. He was excellent.
I always knew him. He'd never played like just a guy.
Yeah, did you ever see What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah, but that's like saying the Smashing Pumpkins are a great band. Like we're going back 30 years here.
Well, you said never. I mean, he used to do some good stuff. He's like 70, he's like 60 years old.
Like since the year 2000.
Yeah, no. Something interesting happened in the year 2000 where all these super respected actors just started saying, all right, it's time to fill up the bank account. Mm-hmm. Like that was right around the time, like De Niro, Pacino, they all just started saying, cut the checks. We're doing different kinds of shit. Like everyone who used to do Sidney Lumet movies suddenly was doing anything that paid them over $10 million.
Yeah, if you just took De Niro's resume post. But Johnny Depp in particular, like how'd you fuck up the Whitey Bulger movie?
Yeah, that was bad.
That was a layup.
Yeah, that was a terrible movie.
It was super bad. And because of him, specifically because of him, he was the Russell Westbrook of that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Just completely dominating and like had decent people around him too. He had better role players around him in that movie than Oklahoma City has since Durant left.
When was the last time? Sometimes you'd hear about like Apocalypse Now. They just fired, what's his name?
The guy from Martin Sheen's part?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Reservoir Dogs. Harvey Keitel was supposed to be the guy.
And was he?
And they just fired him. Could that have happened? Like, hey, Depp, just get the fuck out of here. Or do you think these guys make too much money?
He was producing that movie. He was too powerful. That was a stretch where he got movies made because he was so famous and rich. It was like, I think it was his production company.
Oh, okay. So it was the beginning of him destroying himself.
The huge stars buy options on these stories so that they can make them for themselves. And then sometimes they'll give it up and cast somebody else in them. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, like he's had the option on the H.H. Holmes serial killer movie for fucking forever.
Yeah, it's hard to make that movie.
Very.
Nothing blows up.
No.
All the women are in like corsets and shit.
Yeah. So and it's creepy as shit. And Leonardo DiCaprio deep down does not want to be creepy as shit.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes funnily creepy though. Like that guy, like, he kept firing people so nobody could figure out he was making a murder castle. He'd be like, "You do the stairs."
Yeah. that would almost play better, like if the Zucker brothers made that, and just made it wacky.
Or the Coens. I'd like the Coens.
Coens could crush that movie. They made one serial killer movie years ago that people forget even happened, Lady Killers, and it had like Tom Hanks as the lead.
Is that good?
It was not good. It was very weird, and everyone just sort of agreed to pretend it never happened because it was in the middle of their great run. Yeah, they're making all these amazing movies, and this looked like, oh, this is going to be another gigantic Coen Brothers hit, and it was terrible.
Yeah, yeah. A movie not working is almost like a spaceship exploding on takeoff. So? They're so expensive. And you're like, we've got the Coens, we've got Tom Hanks, and this lift off, and the thing goes to the fucking side and explodes.
Kids cry.
Yeah. And you don't know until it's edited and shit.
No.
So much money goes into it.
No. Matt Damon said something interesting in a podcast where they were like, hey, what's a movie that you thought was going to be really good and ended up not being good? And he was like, everyone that wasn't good.
Yeah.
That's how you just like, you only do them because you think they're going to be good. And then later on, you're like, oh, shit, that was terrible.
And he's Matt Damon. He gets the first pick of the litter.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's worse to get the first pick of the litter.
It might be. Like all those people have turned down so many hit movies.
Yeah,
they were better off when they were the third option.
You got to be like Belichick, trade down.
Yep. Yeah. I philosophically, I think you might have hit on something there.
Yeah, just keep making movies. Because people, especially like if you go by, somebody said it about the internet, like don't worry about putting bad content on the internet, which I feel we've accomplished.
Yeah, no, that's our motto.
Because it's not that like you'll get bad reviews, you'll get no reviews.
Right.
No one will see it. You might as well throw it into the ocean.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't go up on anybody's algorithm. It just stays in an ether.
Which is kind of how people end up getting screwed by Twitter later on, though, right? Because you're just going, no one's going to give a shit about this thing I wrote. And then something will catch on. And then later I'll become famous. And then they'll do a word search and something will pop up from 2014.
Yep. I shouldn't have said,
right now,
I agree with Kevin Hart about everything he ever said.
Kevin Hart, man, it hasn't hurt Kevin Hart.
No.
He didn't get to host the Oscars, but he's done fine.
Yeah.
How many people have actually paid a price for anything that got...
Is there a more full of shit thing anybody ever said than it was my dream to host the Oscars?
Anyone under 40 that's full of shit. I feel like people who came up at a certain time when, like, Billy Crystal was a gigantic star. Billy Crystal was making huge hit movies, and the thing he was most famous for a while was being the best Oscar host. At that time, it made a difference.
So you're telling me Kevin Hart was starting in black clubs in Philadelphia thinking to himself, I want to be Billy Crystal?
I'm not saying Kevin Hart. I'm saying there were people who did aspire to host the Oscars.
Okay.
Kevin Hart, I don't think so. Kevin Hart just knew he was supposed to say that.
Yeah. Well, that's back when like show business had more of a gravitas kind of cool guy thing too. I watched a documentary about Dean Martin the other day. That guy was real cool.
He was cool. Where's that? I'd love to see that.
That's on YouTube TV.
Okay.
I don't know what channel it's on, but it's called The King of Cool.
Would it also potentially be on the YouTube?
I don't know that.
All right. How do you like YouTube TV?
Oh, I love it. I cancel it the second the NBA season ends.
Nice.
And then I just, that's the best part of it. You can just pause it and cancel it whenever you want.
That is good.
Yeah. I'm going to switch to Fubo.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Is that what you have?
Fubo. No, I have regular cable still.
Oh, okay.
Because I still care about watching the Red
Sox.
Sox. Yeah, I still care about the Red Sox. So I've got cable. And once I've only got a couple of internet providers here. So once you factor all that in, it makes more sense to get the cable and have the internet through the same company than to have the internet and get a streamer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'm saving exactly $1.
Did we talk about Nesson 360?
No.
Insane. So Nesson, New England Sports Network, who carries Bruins, the Red Sox, just started saying they were going to offer an app for cord cutters so that you could just get Nesson through their app. How much do you think that would be worth?
Worth?
A month. Like a month. Like thinking about what you pay for Netflix.
$7.99 a month.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable price point. No, it's $30 a month.
What?
Yeah, that's $30 a month. Yeah, everyone lost their fucking minds. $30 a month. It's twice as much as Netflix, which has won Oscars. And Nesson wants $30 a month.
It sounds weird, but I pay $65 a month, but it's basically to only watch basketball.
Yeah.
But I'm also getting TNT, NBA TV, and I think
exactly.
Fox News.
Yeah, you're getting all that shit. You're getting all the networks. You're getting you're getting a bunch of stuff that you might not watch. But as much as people think, you don't need cable anymore, it's kind of fun to just be able to surf and say, oh, shit, I wouldn't mind watching this documentary. This looks kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And it's all on there if you want it.
It's like when you buy a bunch of spices. You really only want one or two of them. But it's nice to have...
it's nice to have cumin when you need it.
Cumin. Yeah, it is. It's in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say paprika, but I think I've said paprika on a different episode.
I think paprika gets used more. I think paprika, like that's a go-to spice. If you're getting a spice rack, you need to make sure paprika's in it.
Paprika's in more than you know. After carbon, paprika's in the most stuff.
I think so. I believe that's one of the things Elon is searching for on other planets is paprika.
I mean, that's like fucking,
There's a vast frozen paprika ocean.
When you think about the whole spice trade and stuff in India, it was really like not that different than going to the moon for some paprika.
It was more dangerous.
Far more dangerous.
Yep.
I don't know. You can't breathe outside in space.
You can't breathe underwater. You fall out of it. Both times you can leave the ship, you're dead.
I thought of it that way. It was more like space. Because sailors used to not learn to swim either. Like on purpose, they wouldn't learn to swim. Like, what's the fucking point? There's no distress boat. You just go in and you're fucked.
No point. And astronauts almost never got scurvy. See? Safer.
Yeah. And they're both called ships.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever brings that up.
Yeah, it's all nautical.
Mm-hmm.
All the rankings are nautical. You're captain, commander, admiral. Wow. And this is how we joined the Space Force. It's too late for us to join the military, right? We're too old.
I was thinking I should have joined the Air. I should have joined the Air Force.
Yeah.
I was up by Hanscom Air Force Base the other day. There was a golf course I could have got a great discount at.
That would have been worth it.
It would have been fucking great. $2 off of golf balls for the rest of my life.
What would your Top Gun call sign be if you were a pilot? Like, I imagine in real life, they're never as cool as the Top Gun names. Like, they're all Phoenix and Maverick and Iceman. And I feel like mine would have ended up being like Back Hair.
That's good for a wingman.
Yeah. Back Hair never gets the girl. Back Hair is always, he's the Rio. He's the guy in the back who has to punch you out. He's never even, that's Back Hair.
Did you see Top Gun?
I did. Fucking loved it.
It was really
Top
good.
Gun Maverick. It was. I've seen it twice.
Did we talk about this last week?
I think we did. Yeah, my son decided he wanted to see it, and then I took my dad.
We did.
I love that the Celtics won a huge game last night. I think we've spent 60 seconds on it, and we're recovering Top Gun Maverick. Like, the idea that we actually pretend this is a sports podcast is so ridiculous.
Well, I mean, there's just not that much analysis to be done.
I keep looking at it. I'm very excited that the Celtics might win. I almost look at it, though, and think they should be up 3-0.
Yeah, if we don't turn the ball over, we win. And if we turn the ball over, we lose.
As great a scorer as Steph Curry is, I look at the talent differential is kind of significant. There's so much more talent on Boston, I feel. Draymond is a name, but he's not that good.
We certainly have the second, third, and then who's the fourth best player in the series?
I mean, it's someone on the Celtics.
I like to say it's been Horford.
Yeah.
But he also had 2 points in a game.
It's Marcus. I mean, even though he had a bad game too, it's Marcus.
He also had 2 points in a game. But it might be those two and then Wiggins?
No, Wiggins disappears.
Who's been the second best player for Golden State?
It might be Wiggins. I mean, Clay had a good game last night, but overall, if we're just comparing the teams and who would be the fourth player drafted from either of those teams, I think it's Marcus. I would take Marcus ahead of 3 years no playing Klay Thompson. And I would take him ahead of Wiggins. Wiggins just disappears forever.
Yeah. I feel like Thompson's going to be better next year.
Probably.
Yeah. It's just tough to get mad at him for not playing well. Like his goal for this year was to get through the season.
I can't believe he's contributed as much as he has. He hasn't played in 3 years. He blew out his knee and blew out his Achilles. Like Achilles is a career ender.
Mm-hmm.
Next year he's going to have, next year he's going to have a chance to actually adjust to who he is now, because he still has stretches where he's trying to be old Clay, and that's never going to happen again. He's never going to have that burst or that first step.
Yeah, and like he's missed some corner threes, which I didn't even know was like possible for him to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll be better next year, but Draymond will be worse.
Draymond's going to get worse. And I mean, Clay is going to be better than he is right now, but he's going to be a role player. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a shooter. He's going to be in the corner. Yeah, he's going to be in the corner. He's going to be able to drain open three-pointers, and he's going to have value, but he's not going to be the Clay that used to be the second best player on a championship team.
No.
So, yeah, I think 3 of the top 4 most talented guys are Celtics. And then I'd probably say Wiggins after that. And then I would take a healthy Rob Smart over Wiggins, though. Rob Williams. This is only because Robert Williams' knee has been hurt.
Williams looked awesome last night. He looked fucking great last night.
If Robert Williams is healthy, he's the 4th pick.
Yeah.
And then Marcus, and then I'm taking a Golden State Warrior.
And he's a fleecing of a contract.
Oh, my God, it's great.
He's got an awesome contract. And then Grant Williams, I don't know if he's played his way out of a little bit of money, which I kind of hope he has.
It would be good for us if he has.
It would be very good for us. You don't want to pay that guy a lot of money.
No.
He looks ready to eat. He looks like he could just eat his way out of the league at any moment.
Yeah. There is a vibe. There's a hungry vibe there.
Hungry vibe, contract year. And like those corner threes in the middle of the year were just money. Like it feels like he didn't miss for like 2 months. And that's kind of leveled off.
He's still, he'll hit him when you need him. He's got value. I'd be happy to have him for $10 million.
Oh, $10 million for sure. But I think he's going to get way more than that. I think he's going to get like $20 million.
On a team where Rob's getting 15?
I think so.
If he's getting $20 million, you let him go. He doesn't do enough for $20 million. I really like Grant Williams.
It might be a James Posey situation.
Yeah. You let him go, especially if you win a title this year, because you're going to be able to pick up a veteran who will do that stuff, who just wants a ring for the veterans minimum. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Paul Pierce is at all these games,
but
he's kind of like by himself.
I worry about Paul. Wasn't he? Is he married?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, his wife was at that stripper party and stuff.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, that was cool. Which I would have said that. I would have made that very known that my wife was there.
Yeah.
Like, remember when George Lopez got caught with the prostitute? And he's like, yeah, my wife's cool with it. And everybody was like, good for you, George Lopez.
I don't even know that happened.
Well, I hope it did. I'm pretty sure that happened.
He's going to be able to take this podcast away from us if you just accused him of that.
Yeah.
And
I was also in a casino once that we had a $300 a day per diem, but it was only food, no booze, because the week before George Lopez got drunk and shit his pants in the lobby.
Oh, wow. Damn, $300 a day on food is crazy.
Well, yeah, it's hard to achieve, but they just made it super high to apologize for not letting us have free booze.
That's still a good gig.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew George Lopez partied this hard. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Good for George.
Yeah. He was always a good Stern guest, actually.
I remember him being a very good interview. He was happy to talk about anything.
Yeah.
That guy, somehow, you got to admire the balls on a guy who takes his wife's kidney and then gets a divorce.
He got the kidney in the divorce.
Yeah. Wow. That's the balls. If I was her, I would have fought to get it back.
I didn't know he got divorced.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe she wasn't that cool with the prostitutes all along.
There's a chance that
She
was
wasn't
cool
being
with
honest. You said you were cool with all these whores.
She might have been trying to hang on to that George Lopez show money when he was getting the network cash.
What got us on to George Lopez?
Oh God, what the hell?
Are we talking about Javi Lopez, former Atlanta Braves catcher?
No, I think we were talking about Javi Lopez, former Red Sox pitcher. Oh, yeah. There was a very brief time where Javi Lopez threw to Javi Lopez when we had both Javi Lopez's.
No way. That's pretty cool.
That happened. And it was only like one inning. Everyone kept talking about it happening.
Wouldn't it be amazing if they couldn't get their signals right, and then when they went to go meet, they made out?
Yeah. Is that what you do when you can't figure out how to communicate?
That's what
with
you
someone?
do when you meet somebody with the same name.
Oh, all right.
You gotta make out with that person.
Fair warning to all the Dan Bulgers out there. You're put on alert.
There's other Bulgers. I don't know if there is another Dan Bulger.
If there's if there are other Bulgers out there, there's definitely another Dan. It's not like that's a unique first name.
You're right. It's probably pretty common enough.
Yeah. Yeah, there's other Daniel Bulgers
well, with
out
my
there.
spelling anyway, there's Bulgers that own a funeral home in Iowa that spell it my way. But most Bulgers are spelled B-U-L.
I bet if you really put your mind to it, you could be making out with another Dan Bulger before sundown.
You don't understand. We have to.
It's a rule I created.
Something really bad will happen.
It's a live chain email.
Like a rejected idea from Lost.
I don't think they rejected any ideas from Lost at the end. They were on board with all of them. This is the second podcast this week where somehow I talked about how bad the end of Lost was.
I gave up on Lost.
You made the right choice. It was terrible.
Yeah. I only did that with a few shows ever. Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, I gave up on Boardwalk too.
Boardwalk sucked.
I gave up on Boardwalk. I gave up on Dexter.
Oh, yeah. Gave up on that one.
Yep. And that was for 3 seasons, man. That was the best show.
Dexter?
Yeah.
Oh, when Third Rock from the Sun guy was on it, it was unbelievable.
Amazing.
I never watched it again. I figured how good could it be after this?
Yeah, they took a step down. They got Jimmy Smits, and that was okay because Jimmy Smits is really good, but they basically did the same thing that they did with Lithgow. And yeah, then after that, the show completely went off the rails. Yeah.
I kind of feel that way about like chicken tikka marsala might be my favorite food, but it's the only Indian food I've ever tried. It's only downhill from here.
There's no other good Indian food?
No, not that I know of.
But you haven't tried it?
I haven't tried it.
Okay. Well, when you and Dan Bulger get together, you should go have some Indian food.
Not if we're going to make out.
But then the playing field will be level. It'll be the same taste for both of you.
Yeah. No.
This is quite the erotic fantasy we've created on Boston Centric today.
What got us from what were we talking about before? Were we talking about the Celtics even?
I think we got from Javi Lopez to George Lopez. I don't know how we got to Javi Lopez though.
Oh yeah, Grant Williams overpaid contract.
There we go. Yeah, we got
we
there.
Hope that doesn't happen.
I have a question. If Utah calls and says, we'll give you Rudy Gobert for Rob Williams and Grant Williams, would you make that trade?
No.
Okay. I think I'd consider it.
Rudy Gobert for Rob Williams and Grant Williams.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because
Rudy Gobert makes like $30 million.
He does. That's what Rob and Grant are going to make between them, probably. So
yeah, but I look at Rudy Gobert, one of them, and it's like Gobert is kind of exposed in the playoffs a little bit.
I feel like Gobert is not exposed in the playoffs. The rest of the team is exposed in the playoffs. The more analysis I read about it, Gobert is an outstanding defender who has turnstiles around him. And so when a team is just exploiting the Jazz, suddenly teams start scoring. You're going, oh, Rudy Gobert's not that special. But it's because he's the only defender on that team.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a guy to like, for the next 5 years anyway, you got to get through Giannis, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you have to pick
Gobert
a guy to match
Giannis.
him at the hoop, Gobert would be a pretty good option.
He would be. And I love Rob Williams, but the reason you got him on this contract is because he had a hard time staying healthy. And that's kind of what we're living through right now, where every day you're getting on Twitter and seeing if Rob Williams is going to be playing tonight. So as much as I love the talent, if you're telling me I can get a guy who, except when he causes a worldwide pandemic, plays all the time in Rudy Gobert.
He also plays all the time, but he's about to be on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah.
And making a lot of money. And you can only pay so many guys. So we're paying we're going to be paying Tatum all the money in the world.
Yep.
And then Brown's going to re-up for more money.
Yeah.
And then if you have Gobert, now you're in a net situation where like 3 guys are your whole team. Like they have to be healthy.
Yeah, but isn't that usually the situation where you basically allocate the big contracts to 3 guys, then you got to fill out around them? I mean, is there a team that has not been built that way?
And the Celtics fucking lucked out this year.
Yeah.
Like that Horford trade ended up being one of the greatest trades in the history of the league.
Amazing.
We traded a guy that got bought out by the Knicks who stink. And we got basically possibly our 3rd best player.
Yeah. Unbelievable trade. Stevens, I can't believe he made every right move this year. Every right move.
Yeah, even getting Tice kind of helped us tread water for a little bit.
He's filled in when we've needed him. I mean, he's played some minutes in the playoffs and he's not embarrassed himself. And he unloaded contracts with that.
Yeah. And I think
he got White.
Yeah. Oh, the White thing. Why didn't White play in the second? He just wasn't shooting well, and we just took him out.
He was playing.
He played 18 minutes.
He played until, was it that long in the end?
Yeah.
With 18 minutes? Wow. I think
Midway
they just
through the third, when they took the lead, he was just throwing up bricks, and I think Ime finally had enough.
You can tell when White's not feeling it, and I think Ime just said we need more offense.
Yeah.
We have to get more offense in here.
It got tough, though, because Pritchard got sat for a while, too, because he just got destroyed on D two possessions in a row. I'd never seen a guy get yanked quicker.
Yeah, and that was a bummer, because we could have used some of the shooting Pritchard brings.
Yeah, but I think Poole and him. Oh, by the way, we're down to 1.5 minutes left in the podcast.
Oh, all right. Oh, shit. All right.
I don't know. I think this is how long have we been talking for? Yo, this is fine.
That's fine. All right. Anything to plug this week?
No.
Okay. Me neither.
Are you anywhere?
Bill's Bar on Friday. I'm going to be at Bill's Bar. It's going to be a 7:30 show, so I'll be home in time for tip-off. Should be.
I might try to do a skit. I'll bring you your book. What, you got my fucking book, by the way?
I had your fucking book, and then you bought the fucking book yourself. Now I got to get another fucking book.
What book did you have?
I bought the Mickelson book, the one that you said you wanted.
You actually bought it.
Yeah. I ordered it on Amazon. It got here. I fucking returned it.
And then you fucking returned it.
Yep. Because now I got to find another book for you.
All right. That's okay, because I like to be surprised anyway.